Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I've got Dr. Karen with me again.
Hi.
Which means we're talking serious stuff. And this time around, we're getting into social media and the world of putting yourself online and how that affects you, or how you could possibly be affecting others by sharing your thoughts online, cyberbullying. We're gonna get into all of that. But I think to start with, I just want to share why I thought this was an exciting and important topic to get into. Obviously, I am in this online social media world where I share a good chunk of my life with you guys. I've been doing this for how long now? I want to say 2012, 6 years. Jeez, it's crazy.
I know.
And so to start with, it was fun and games, and there weren't that many people watching, so it was okay. And I think back then I used to feel a lot more free and comfortable sharing my thoughts and my space and my family and everything. And then as the audience grew and there's all these voices and opinions, I started to panic a little. And I'd be like, ooh, don't say too much. So just to give you an analogy, like if I was to equate it to me walking down the street, right, and I'm just free, happy-go-lucky, I'm dancing, maybe I'm just doing a little two-step as I walk down the street, my arms are out wide and I'm feeling myself, but the more comments that came in about how my body should be, how my face should be, what my hair should look like, what my daughter should be eating, what my relationships should look like, where my money should go, as the more that came in, the more you start to feel uptight, and suddenly you feel like you're walking a tightrope and you're like, don't screw up. Don't show anything other than perfection, right? Because everyone's watching.
Of course.
And it was crippling. And I've managed my relationship with social media now, and I'm feeling a lot better and confident with where I'm at. But I decided to have an expert here to give us her tips on how to make this space and this whole new world that we can't really escape work, and how to make sure it works for us and we work with it. So maybe we could start with some social media pros and cons.
Yeah. What we're going to talk about today doesn't just impact people who are out in the public eye.
Exactly.
It impacts everyone who uses a device to connect at all, anywhere in the world.
Which is pretty much everyone at this rate. Yeah.
And that comes to the pros. The pros of social media are that, first of all, it keeps us connected to people, family members who are far away.
Yeah.
It keeps them updated on what's going on in your life, your birthdays, your graduations, things that are
your baby.
Things that you want to share with families.
Or in my case, I've even found it's connected me with like-minded people.
That's what I was going to say next. Exactly.
Interests.
People who have similar interests. So it has its positives, because some people network that way.
Yeah.
And it should be used in that positive way.
Yeah.
It could be used the way we're using it now, which is it should be beneficial, hopefully, and it should be educational. And sometimes, of course, it's for entertainment.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Actually, the 3 words that I live by when it comes to my content is that it should be uplifting, entertaining, or informative.
There you go. And that's what we're doing now, and that's how you use social media, and that's a positive way of using it. Another thing is, it helps you have discussions with people all around the world. And we're talking about positive discussions with people all around the world about things that are important. Like you brought up something like how you save money. That must have helped someone somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But just like everything that's good, there's too much of it.
Yeah.
And then that's where sometimes the negative or the cons come in.
Yeah.
And those are the things we're going to discuss today that affect everyone, not just someone who's in the public eye, but someone who just is on a device. Because I'm talking about teens being affected, adults being affected, and anyone else who's connected in any way.
You said something so important there. Age doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It does, because it doesn't matter whether you're 12 or you're 50.
No.
If someone attacks your character, your being, it affects you.
So one of the things that I'm going to talk about today is something that cyberbullying, which is one of the negatives of social media and of being out there in any way, whether it's on a public platform or in a private platform, because you can find cyberbullying happening everywhere. Now there's a definition. You'll see me shuffling papers sometimes because I'm the kind of person who likes to deal with data.
And she's she's very organized.
Thank you.
She is very organized. But yes, she is.
Thank you.
She's got loads of
I like to have my data. So when we're talking about cyberbullying is pretty much defined as deliberate, repeated, intentional harm to someone. And it's supposed to cause a reaction. It's supposed to make someone feel bad about themselves. And it's supposed to be harmful behavior online that's meant to cause a power struggle of some sort. That's what it is.
Right. I'm better than you.
Exactly.
Look at you.
Exactly.
You didn't do that right. Your body isn't just right. Your hair doesn't look right.
Those kind
your
of things.
English wasn't right.
Yes, yes. Or
So,
even your Kiswahili.
Or even your Kiswahili
Yes.
wasn't just
yes,
right.
of course.
Mhm.
Master of Kiswahili.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. So not all speech that's terrible is cyberbullying. You have to keep that in mind.
Right.
But
Yeah.
one of the things that someone called Trudy Ludwig, who's a children's writer, said, this is what you should remember when you think of cyberbullying or bullying in general. Saying something to someone accidentally one time is rude.
Okay.
Saying something intentionally one time is just mean.
Okay.
Saying something over and over again in the hope of getting a reaction of some sort, that's considered bullying. When you then take this online and use a device, you are a cyber bully, and that's what you are. Now, some people don't know the difference between a troll and a cyberbully, and they think it's different.
Yeah.
When we were kids, there was this, in children's books, there was this ugly, hairy being. We didn't know it was a man or woman who used to live under a bridge and used to come out in these fables and grab children in the dark of night.
Yeah.
These fables are not spoken of anymore, but they were there when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And this was called a troll.
Okay.
Lived under the bridge under the cover of darkness. Now the troll is back. The troll is back on the internet. They are still ugly, hairy, and live under a bridge. And their bridge is the computer. Because they come out under the cover of darkness, and the reason why they do that is because they're anonymous.
Right.
They're brave enough because they're anonymous.
Behind
if
the
they could
screen.
attach a face and a name to what they were saying, they wouldn't come out with their ugly, hairy selves and attack people, not necessarily just children like those trolls. So we got rid of the trolls for children to make the world a safer place and introduced the internet troll. So the troll is back, coming out from under the bridge.
Yeah. Now that you've defined that, it's made it so clear that what happened a couple of days ago to a friend of mine was cyberbullying.
It is.
It wasn't just someone giving an opinion, because sometimes I think people mask that or hide it under, oh, but it's just my opinion. It's not about what your opinion is, and not everything that is here has to be typed out or has to be said out loud.
Yeah, you can think it.
We are
keep it
smart
yourself.
beings. Exactly. I could be sitting here thinking, I'm not the biggest fan of black on Karen. I think it just makes her look washed up. It doesn't mean everything in my mind has to be brought out. Also, I love Karen in black. I'm not trying to say anything at all. Yeah. But you know, just not everything. We're smart creatures, and not everything that's up here has to come out.
Exactly. And a troll's job pretty much is to scour for bait. Because again, a lot of times these are people who are unhappy with themselves. So they'll sit at their screen, see something come up, see it come out as a positive, and everyone else is commenting positively. So they're thinking, I need to be the negative force here. So they come out and try and scour for bait. So they're just scouring, hoping that you bite. They try to do it to get attention, because these are people who realize that in their real lives, maybe they don't get attention. They try and do it to feel powerful, because they're hoping to get a rise out of you. They also do it to gain recognition. If I am jealous of you, I will try and find, and I know that you have many followers, and no one has ever noticed me. My only way to get that recognition from you is to attack you. If you respond, you have validated me. You have elevated me, because now you have responded. My name is now out there, even if it's negative. My name is out there. Yay, thank you for seeing me. And that's why a troll is there.
Oh, I see.
That's why they're there. And they're pretty much just there they upset you in the process, but at the same time, people keep tagging them and say, hashtag troll 355, how dare you say that?
Yeah.
You're giving them now a name, and that's all they want.
They want that attention. You're so right.
That. Again, if you're going online onto someone's forum, and you know you haven't done anything even similar to what they may have done, but you decide to give your opinion in a nasty way, yes, it is mean. But then again, think about the fact that if you then step in and think, ooh, they threw shade and I like how they did that, and then you like the comment, you are just as bad as they are. So welcome to the world of cyberbullying. You just joined them in their ranks. So there's no difference between you and them.
So you don't have to actually be the person saying it by liking a comment that is, I guess, mean and hurtful. You are indeed a
You're
bully.
as bad as they are. It's the same thing like someone on the playground is beating someone else,
Yeah.
and you're there cheering them on. You're laughing and pointing. As soon as you may have been the same person who came and joined them and kicked that person who was down. It's as easy as that to become a cyber bully. And you've just validated them. You just validated them and said, yeah, you're awesome. You really are awesome. And I want to be just like you. I'm in the ring with you. What does that say about you?
Uh-oh.
So people are used to being critiqued, but critiquing has to be mindful, and it also has to be relevant, and it needs to be something I can work with. So don't assume that someone's saying, oh, no one can ever say anything mean about you. Don't be mean. Just give your opinion. Give me some ideas, but have some ideas. If you have nothing to bring forth to the table,
zip it.
Like Kendrick Lamar says, sit down.
The truth of the matter is, and I guess this is why we brought it up in the mental health topic, it does affect your mental health.
It does.
And for me, if I can take it back to where I was about a year and a half ago, I started to feel that I didn't know where it started and where it ended, where my life started as Sharon and then as This Is S, and then it started to affect me in the sense that I couldn't leave the house without looking a certain way because I didn't want to.
It's expected
to have that difference. Yes. So I took a year off and came back with more focus. But I do know it can affect your psyche. It can affect your
even physically,
confidence.
It can affect you physically too.
Yeah.
So there are many different cons to social media, despite all the pros that we mentioned. One of the things that social media is addictive. It's like any other drug. It is. It's like any other drug. It's like you have to have it. The first thing you do when you wake up, before you even fully opened your eyes, is you go into Facebook and see what's happened because you have FOMO. And you have to see what's happened. Has my friend done this? Who's done this?
Has my picture been liked?
Has my picture been liked? And then it starts becoming this thing that you need to feed you, and you have to keep getting more and more. So it does have the same addictive qualities. And there's actually something that I discovered called Facebook addiction disorder, which is quite interesting. And that's not from me. That was done by a study from people from Nottingham Trent University. And they discovered that it had the same addiction criteria that anything else would have. Some people started neglecting their personal life, their mental health started suffering, they were using it to escape from reality. And then of course there's withdrawal. I'm sure when you stopped, you went through withdrawal.
To some extent, and I was like very curious, but I think at the same time I knew that I had to give it a break. So I didn't even check
any anxiety.
I mean, I slowly went off it, if I'm being honest. I didn't just go like one day off, I'm not doing it. So I slowly went off it.
But some people who can't do it that way go through withdrawal, and with that withdrawal comes anxiety that they're missing out, and that's where FOMO comes in. Exactly. Now, social media actually triggers sadness more and less well-being, because one thing that happens is that because you perceive your social isolation, and the way you do that is that you start to assume that you're not going out as much as everyone else. You start to feel isolated and left out of things, and that could cause a lot of distress to some people. And this social isolation, the reason it also comes in is because social media also leads to us comparing our lives to other people, and that is mentally unhealthy. So that's why maybe we need to get out more.
Ooh, I love that we've got even a solution. So like,
just go out,
get out more.
Just get out more. Because in social media, it just changes everything. Because then sometimes you feel like you need to dumb down your achievements to make someone else feel better, just in case someone comes for you.
And we're not here to dull our light. Like for me, I make a point of making sure that my content is positive. So I may not dwell too much on the negative that's going on in my life, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to create this space that is just dark and it's like, let's just sit here and complain. So I'm wondering if I'm, in a way, if that's feeding into this perception that my life is perfect, when God knows my life is not perfect. But it's weird. I'm hearing you speak now and I'm wondering, what can I do to make it as relatable as possible without dwelling on the sad, the yucky, mucky space, but keeping it positive. And I think maybe that's even something that we as content creators, we've got to think about. How do we balance out bringing positive and bringing good and motivating? Because when I look at people's feeds and it's great lives, great handbags, great families, I'm like, oh God, that's good. I can't wait to have that for myself. Oh, that's great. I feel motivated. but I can see how for others it could be, ugh, I'm not doing as well,
Exactly.
I'm not doing as great.
Yeah, but again, you also can't go living your life for other people and hoping that you're not making them feel bad, because again, you're here solo and you will leave this world solo.
Ooh,
So, child,
that's true.
It's not your job to make other people feel better.
Yeah.
It's up to them to figure out
Yeah.
how they can handle their own
Yeah.
issues. So, do these things make us sad? Yes, they do, because we're all, again, still comparing our lives to everyone. And again, you have to remember that people are not going to post things that don't make them look glamorous.
Yeah.
If you're posting on any social media site, you're going to
Yeah.
find the picture that shows you in the best light.
That's true.
You know,
like after this, I'm gonna take a really cute picture of my outfit. And let me tell you, I'm not gonna post the random one that I'm just like. The truth is, we want to portray the best versions of ourselves.
The best version, but again, it's a snapshot. It's
it's not true.
snapshot into someone's life.
Exactly.
Sharon and I right now could have been arguing like crazy, but as soon as someone shows up with a camera and says selfie, we're like, yeah, and then we go back to fighting.
Yeah.
You don't
or talking about each other like,
and then
oh,
of course after that selfie is taken, we're posting hashtag
besties,
forever, hashtag BFFs, hashtag sisters for life.
Yeah,
and I've probably just told her that I hate her.
Yeah, and I'm out there just being like, oh my god, Karen thinks she's.
You know.
But you're right, it doesn't show reality.
The real thing. It really doesn't.
I guess then the lesson there is don't believe everything as
or believe
the only
it.
truth.
Not saying don't believe it. Take
Okay,
it for what it is.
Okay.
And don't compare your life to that one snapshot.
Exactly.
Take it for what it is. Admire the outfit and say, wow, I really like.
That's good.
Oh my gosh, that was really good. And then decide, oh, maybe I'll have, a copy made or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But then move on.
Right.
It's a snapshot. It is a snapshot. That's it. Now, because I'm in the mental field, I don't go around thinking that everyone's lives are happy, because of course then I get an in into what the real deal is happening. But I'm also guilty of posting pictures that I want to be seen out there.
Yeah.
And I know I have friends who will happily unfriend you if you tag them on a photo that they don't like. So that's how keen we are to show the good side of us. And I think maybe people just need to be less worried about what the world thinks, and maybe we'll stop doing that.
Yeah.
So I've just said there's isolation, there's depression, there's anxiety, there's self-esteem issues, there's guilt, because like you may feel guilt, and this is hypothetical, you may feel guilt for putting yourself out there if someone then comes and decides to troll you. And yet, because then you're thinking, oh, if I hadn't put myself out there, then they wouldn't have it.
Ooh, yes.
So then you're taking on guilt that should not ideally be yours, because someone came out from under the bridge to decide to troll you.
When do you figure out what to say, when to say it? Is it even worth saying in the first place? Should we just if a troll comes, you just block and end it, or how do you navigate that?
That's one of the things I was going to suggest that you do.
Okay.
Block them. Just block them because you decided you don't want negativity in your space.
Yeah.
Another thing is don't respond. Remember, this troll is living under the bridge, just waiting for some recognition, waiting for you to respond. And that's why you'll find that in a stream where someone has responded, sometimes it doesn't end.
Right, it just keeps
going back and forth. Yeah, so you respond thinking that they will understand. If they don't, then someone else responds for you. Then they respond to that person, and you're thinking, I thought the fight was with me, but they're just looking for any victim, anyone. So the first thing is don't respond. I know it's tough, and I know we're taught to defend ourselves, but there's some things.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I got a negative comment, I was just like, then I'm gonna respond back and explain to you why that is such a mean comment. And then when I look back at it a couple hours later, I was like, first of all, I had so many spelling mistakes. I think I was just
angry. You were so
I wasn't
angry.
thinking, and if I'd stopped and taken time, I'd have probably approached it a different way, or probably not even responded.
Yeah. Another thing, of course, as I said, is to block the person. Then keep a record sometimes of these inflammatory comments, because one fine day there will be a way to track you. One fine day, I will find a lawyer and come for you.
Especially if it's completely inappropriate.
Not even that. If it's just, you're just tarnishing my reputation. And, they have defamation cases laws, in many places. Maybe we're not there yet, but it'll happen. And then, this is tough, but also be selective about what you post. Sometimes, because then, unfortunately, sometimes then, posting information online that someone can use against you is tough. And that's where my issue, and this is my personal issue, where sometimes you have to be careful about posting about your children. Because they're not choosing to be in this space. You are.
Yeah.
You can deal with the stuff coming at you.
Right.
But then when someone starts attacking your child, and there will be some troll who
Yeah.
will be jealously looking at your child and thinking, gosh, they're such a cute kid. What can I say about that?
But I'm curious to know, are there times when it's important to respond? And if so, how do you do it?
If you're going to choose to respond, do it at a time when you're not upset.
Okay.
But don't respond necessarily to them as you're going to attack them.
Yeah.
But respond to them in a manner. If you really have to, respond to them in a manner that they can understand that they hurt you as a human being.
Right.
Because sometimes they stop seeing you as that. They see you as this personality that's at a distance. But when you take it back and make them realize that that was in a very adult way, that was not something that you appreciated, and the reason you don't appreciate it is because you feel a certain way. So don't bring the you comments in there. It's always I felt this way when you did this, and I felt this way when you did this.
And I guess then if they respond to that with a foolish, stupid, hurtful comment, then you just know block. There's no conversation.
Then you know you're arguing
There's
with
no
a
conversation.
fool, and sometimes, and again, when you're arguing with someone who's not intelligent and you get into it yourself, you can't
tell the difference.
You
won't be able to.
You just look at two fools.
Exactly.
So you say your piece and then you decide you're done.
And actually, it takes me back to, I don't know if you guys saw this, but recently Donald Trump came for Oprah Winfrey, you know, Mother Oprah.
Who goes for Oprah?
I don't even know, but
seriously?
And so she was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he was like, so did you even think about responding? And Oprah was like, I didn't even give it a second. I didn't give it a thought. There's no way I would go there, because I am not about to meet negativity halfway. It's not every comment that you need to respond to, but I also know at the same time that, like, for me, this is a space I've created. It's like my little home online, and every now and then there'll be someone who'll come in and it's like my home, they'll just walk with their dirty shoes and put their feet on the table and just crap all over it. And I have a responsibility to be like, no, not in my home. That's not what you do. This is not how you operate here. And people can either respond to that with like, oh, sorry, I didn't understand, or they could come and attack, in which case I'm like, get out. You don't do that.
That's
Don't violate my space. Out.
Yeah.
So you either block, but sometimes it's okay to give a second chance, because someone could be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had my shoes on. Sorry, here they are. You know, or I didn't realize I offended you. I'm sorry.
And most people are rational beings who will go that route. However, there's always that one. There's always that one who really, really just doesn't deserve to be in that space or in anyone else's space. And that's the one you just decide, I'm done, I'm kicking you out. I've told you to stop in the best possible way. I've told you how I felt about what you said. And then you still chose to come and bring your dirty shoes. So please leave my space.
Exactly.
And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Those are the main ones. I know, I wish there was a one solid solution to doing that. And I think one day when finally everyone has to not be anonymous in that space, it may stop, because then people will stop feeling so brave behind their computers. But until then, those are the main ones.
Thank you. And I know there's so many layers and levels to this. We could have gone different routes, but we chose to go with cyberbullying because I think it's something that we've all faced, or sometimes maybe we've done it to someone without realizing. So,
and the other reason why I went to it is because anyone could be cyberbullied at any point. It doesn't matter how old. As long as you have a device of any sort, and as long as you post any picture of yourself, your family, your dog, your cat, or anything, then someone may come with their jealousy and their trolling nature and decide to attack you. And that's why we chose cyberbullying, because it can happen to anyone. Even on SMS. Even on SMS. So as long as you have a device in your hands.
Thank you, Dr. Karen,
Thank you.
for bringing your
having
wisdom and your gorgeousness. Every time you come, someone's like, oh my gosh, can you ask her what lipstick? Can you ask her what everything she's doing? I don't even know if I've ever shown you guys Karen's dreadlocks. Allow me to just have a moment. Excuse me. Did you know that we are living with Rapunzel, ladies and gentlemen? We've got Rapunzel in the building.
I try to keep it hidden.
But when you see it in person, you just might be like, what is that?
That's me.
It's gorgeousness.
That's me.
Anyway, listen, we also thought, actually, Dr. Karen is the one who brought this up and I thought was genius, that we should occasionally maybe have a session dedicated to your questions, because obviously we read every comment that you guys leave on here, and I can tell, like, she's like, oh, I really want to respond, and there's someone who's brought up a really good topic, how do I do that? And so she was saying it's important that we have that space, and I thought that was a great idea. So we will be doing a Q&A soon. So if you have any questions, doesn't matter what topic, just leave it in the comment section and we'll go through them one of these fine days on our sessions together, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, so always remember that even if we're doing this Q&A, my answers to you have to be general, because my profession does not allow me to give an answer that just, you know, covers everyone, and not everyone is cut and paste. So if you want to answer this more specific to you, then of course I would have had to meet you to be able to give you an answer. So my answers will be general, and it's important for you to take it just as that.
And if you need to meet with someone, there is Dr. Michelle, and that's a therapist that we both recommended, someone that I see and I think is amazing, and we will leave her contacts in the description box. So if you need to, or if you know someone who might want to start seeing someone, you can always refer to that.
And the reason why we're giving you that one, because some of you asked for my contacts last time, is because I'm consulting. I'm a consulting psychologist on this forum, and she is a practicing one. So eventually at some point I'll get back into the practice, but for now I'm consulting, so that's why I want you to be able to see someone right away. Eventually, yes, I will give out my contacts when I do get into it, but for now I'm in a different space right now.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Karen, and thank you guys for watching. I love how we matched, and we did not know what we were wearing, and we have whoa, I thought I took off my earrings.
Did you? No, you still have it.
We have silver, and we have black, and a little bit of lace.
It's called Sister Power.
Okay, guys, we'll see you in our next mental health topic, which I think you guys will really like. I think you guys will really like this one, so you want to stay tuned, okay? And leave your questions below, but until next time, have a great couple of days. I'll see you soon.
Bye, thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
Bye.